when you're out of work, it is the right time to seriously explore franchising.
Kris, I have a scenario for you. So a client, they're actively looking for a job. They come into our process and they say, I'm not sure right now is the right time to look at business ownership. I lost my job. I'm looking for a new job. Do you sort of close the door on franchising? How do you sort of, they're trying to replace their income. There's a lot of factors to this. How do you approach this client that says, maybe they shouldn't go this path?
Yeah, well, when they say they don't think it's the right time, I would say maybe. Yeah. Maybe it is not the right time. Yeah. It very well might not be. But let's make sure you're making that decision based on the right things, right? It's what it's all about. I don't have any problem deciding that business ownership isn't for somebody, deciding that franchising specifically is not for somebody, or that a particular franchise isn't for somebody. But I just want to make sure that they're making those decisions based on the right, correct information and not erroneous assumptions, right? So if they're telling me it's not the right time because they're out of work, they're looking for a job, and their most pressing primary objective is to make money as fast as possible because they don't have an income and they're bleeding, then they are right. It's not the right time, right? But a lot of times what happens is people have the misconception that this is a binary choice, that they can do a job search, they can look at franchises, but eventually there's going to be a fork in the road where they're going to have to decide, I either have to choose between the job or a franchise.
Yeah.
And that's not the case, right? Because we know there's a lot of franchises that offer what we call semi-absentee franchise opportunities, which are specifically for the folks that either have a job and they're not looking to walk away from their dependable biweekly paycheck, or they're looking for a job, but they don't want to wait another year or 2 or 5 or whatever. There's always a reason to put off business ownership and kick the can down the road. So for those people, there's semi-absentee ownership where, they can realistically get a new job, hire a manager, work 15 to 20 hours a week, and maybe 2-3 years from now, their business is so successful that they can quit their day job. So I just want to make sure they know that.
Yeah.
And they don't think it's one or the other all the time. What do you do differently?
Yeah, I think that's really important because you can go that dual path, right? Business ownership plus a job. I think also people initially is just, they're nervous, right? There's that fear of, I've always wanted to be a business owner, but right now I'm out of work, so I've got to focus on this. And sometimes it's about educating yourself on the path of business ownership. You're taking that time to see if that is a viable path. And if you put that aside now, you may not know. Because I often find there's some clients that go down this road and then they start to realize, okay, I may not make money right away and may not be able to replace my income. But if we tighten our belts and we buckle down and I have some savings and I put that effort in year 1, then I can start making money and replacing my income. Maybe it's further down the line, but I'm building this path to equity where I don't have to lose my job again, right? So you have these people that continue to get laid off and lose their job. This gives them that path. Granted, they have to have sort of the runway because you're not going to make money day 1. And so it's talking through that, but it's also making people say, should you try a parallel path and just vet this out? At the end of the day, it may not be the right time, but are you sure it's not the right time too? Should you do your due diligence and make sure it versus just put it aside? If you come back 5 years from now, there's clients that come back 5 years and they say, God, I wish I did this 5 years ago. You do want to be in that boat too? If you don't know and you don't explore, it's really hard on that first call to say, I don't think it's the right time, but the more you gain the knowledge, at least you can walk away and say, you know what, I explored this. I know it's not the right time right now, but maybe it's the right time in 2 years. I'll circle back and chat with you, right? You just never know.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is when someone's saying it's not the right time, but they're out of work. I know this isn't always true, but a lot of times when you're out of work, you have more time than you've had.
Yeah.
Right? So it may not be the right time to buy a franchise. You may need to find a job first. But I would say when you're out of work, very often it is the right time to seriously explore franchising. And that's what they're saying no to.
Yeah.
And that's usually because there's no risk to seriously exploring, right?
Yeah.
They can learn, not committed to anything. There's no contract to sign, no money changes hands. The only risk in our process is the time you spend. That's it. And I always tell people, I can't guarantee business ownership's for you, franchising's for you. I can't guarantee I'll find the perfect franchise. What I can guarantee is if you go through the process the right way, take it seriously, you will come away with a robust education on whether franchising is right for you or not, right? And that's hugely valuable. So that's what people are saying no to when they say it's not the right time. And so it's either because I'm too afraid, or it's because I'm too lazy, or, and that sounds harsh, but that's what they're saying no to, because besides the time, there's nothing else at risk here.
Yep. It's just taking the time to explore. It's worth it for most people to vet it out and just see if it is a path. You won't know unless you try.